Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. We're going to listen to John Higgins, yes, the snooker legend that is John Higgins. And it's interesting because I used to sit in Celtic Park just along from where John Higgins sits in the club Celtic Lounge, and his kids now take his seats because he's not got time to go to the football because he's that busy. But we're going to listen to him in just a second. But before we do, Celtic have released details of the contenders for Goal of the Month in November. Goal A is Dyson Maida versus Aberdeen on the 2nd of... It was a goal which came during the 6-0 game, yes, at Hampden, the semi-final at Hampden, and there was a bit of a grudge match for the game last night. But it was one of the goals that Dyson Maida scored in that game. Next up is Murphy Avenue against Chelsea, and that goes down as history as the first ever UEFA Women's Champions League goal, and that's why that is in contention. Goal C is Nico Kuhn versus Hearts on the 23rd of November. After a quick break, a fantastic finish in Tynecastle. Goal C, Nico Kuhn continued to have fine form. He wasn't in fine form last night, but that was down to Aberdeen and the way they were playing, so fair play to Aberdeen. Goal D is another one from Dyson Maida against Club Bruges. You can go out and check all these on the Celtic YouTube channel. So Goal D was Dyson Maida against Club Bruges. So shown his fantastic skill in the Champions League, and what would you do without Dyson goals in the Champions League and Nico Kuhn. Goal E gets towards the end of the month. Now, there was many goals in this game. There was many goals in this game that that Celtic could have picked. And one of the ones goes to Callum McGregor after the goal fest that was the game against Ross County. Now, I think that there was a couple of goals that they could have went for in that game. And the one, Callum McGregor, you've got to give it to him because that was the furthest out. It was the furthest out, and Callum does like a little shot from outside the box, but that was the furthest out on the day. So it was the last day of the month, and it was the last game of November, but Callum McGregor gets Goal E, and there's another one. Yes, there is another one, Goal F. Goal F is another one from the Ross County game, and it was a hard one to pick out another one from the Ross County. Well, it wasn't really, because you could have picked the whole 5 just from that Ross County game. I mean, you could have given Luke McCowan for that one where he gets the ball down and he gets that tight shot inside the box, powers it into the back of the net. Fabulous strike, but he's not even on it. Adam Ida is on it. Yes, Adam Ida, he is next up with Goal F. Adam Ida rockets the ball, strikes off the ground, strikes it, scoring Goal F against Ross County. So there's 6 goals, and the competition closes at 5 p.m. on Monday the 30th of December. You can cast your vote on the Celtic website, and you get the link below that on the... Either go to the Celtic website, or you can get it on the Goal of the Month YouTube video. Now we're going to listen to a little bit of a guy that I think is a snooker legend. Well, you can say what you want about him, and people always say this and they'll say that, but the fact he is one of us, and he sat in the Club Celtic Lounge right across from the main stand, and he sat there for many years, and I've passed him 2 or 3 times in Club Celtic Lounge over the years, but his kids now take up his seats. But anyway, let's listen to this funny bit before he talks about Brendan Rodgers and Celtic.
I remember playing a Scottish Cup game, never forget it, and I played midfield, and the manager was saying, this young boy you're going to be up against in midfield, it looks as if he just signed S forms with Rangers, a guy called Charlie Miller, and I'm like, alright, that's fine, as I say, they blew the whistle, and then I never seen him the rest of the game. I think that was probably the reason why I said to myself, I'll never be any good at football, because when you see somebody that is really good at football, you think, right, you've got to try and do something else, and I just tried to then stick in at snooker after that.
But he did stick in at snooker, and he did not too bad playing snooker. You've got to say, he did do not too bad playing at snooker. And he was then asked, I went on to ask him about if he manages to get to any games at Celtic just now.
I kind of.
See, do you get many games at the moment?
See, this year I've actually not been to one game this year, just because I've been away at tournaments and different things. And
You gave me a ticket. She's
I know. It's like my boy started a new job. So
His brother actually takes his tickets. So there you go. His brother takes his tickets. His brother's got a ticket sitting right next to him.
you can go at weekends now, and my daughter, she plays the football as well, so she loves going to watch it as well. So whenever I'm home, I'm just like, just you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because you've been long enough, and if they want to go, so they say they were at the Leipzig game. I was in the Far East watching it at 5 in the morning. And they says, Dad, that atmosphere that night.
Atmosphere was incredible.
It's
been a long time since I've been proud of the boys like that, but that night I was.
That's the best
quality.
I've seen Celtic, Frank. I think I play nearly ever. They played amazing that night.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We were discussing it. Who did we have? We had somebody in the following day. It was Bobby Bluebell, wasn't it?
Bluebell, yeah.
And we were discussing that, how that match compared to, and I think we'd said maybe the Lyon game when Larsson and Sutton scored, which was absolutely top drawer. Obviously beating Barcelona in 2012, but it was a different kind of game,
Beating Barcelona.
That was a tremendous game, but it was a kind of dead rubber
I was in
as
the
well.
stand, and see when we got a free, see when Juventus get a free kick and Del Piero.
That's the one and only Frankie. Where's all the birds talking there?
Assist a goal. They're going, don't be so stupid. Del Piero was a wonder kid, isn't he? He curved it round. What a goal.
Anyway, that's them talking about. I think that the 2012 game, when it comes to the atmospheres, I mean, the atmosphere at the 2012 game was just something spectacular. I mean, when that goal went in for Tony Watt, I think that we could have ended up about 5 rows down. But then we were laughing that much. We were laughing at the fact that you seen Tony Watt get the ball for just over the halfway line, running towards the goal, and you're like, go on, go on, go on. And then when he actually scores, it was like, oh, unbelievable. We absolutely went into hysterics, man, and we were more laughing and screaming and shouting and everything at the time. And it was just an unbelievable night.
I was down to clap my hands, but I thought I could. I was in the wrong place. The two Americans, aren't they? Yes.
I think we would have got. I think we would have.
Think about Rodgers coming back. I kind of took the view at the time that obviously there was a lot of people didn't want him back because of what had happened. But you could argue he was an upgrade on Postecoglou.
Of course.
Was it? Well, there's a question for you in the comments. Is Brendan Rodgers? When you look at the style of football that we're playing now, you look at the results that we're getting in the Champions League, you look at the team's performing. But that's a big statement, isn't it? Well, you've got to say, I mean, although Ange has won what he did in Asia and in Australia, I mean, Brendan's he's done it here at Celtic for longer. So is Brendan Rodgers an upgrade? Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm going to just hide behind the pillow, hide behind the sofa when I read the comments on this one. Is Brendan Rodgers, an upgrade on Ange Postecoglou?
And that's the only reason, because a lot of us Celtic fans were thinking we were so close to, if he'd have stayed,
yes,
I think we would have got the 10. I know Gerrard was coming, but I think, because he does seem to have Rangers' number big time, so
I know he's seen off 14 managers or something.
What happened with snooker during lockdown? I was just thinking about that whole period, about that kind of lockdown season, and how football was just horrible to watch.
Well, we were lucky. We were lucky. We were still managing to play tournaments. Yeah. Although we had to play the tournament in the one place, it was down in the MK Dons. In there.
Anyway, that's I'm now talking about snooker. So that was an interesting interview, just a quick interview from a snooker legend who has his seat in the Club Celtic lounge just directly over from the main stand, and giving away where he sits now, don't I? But he's a fantastic lad, and I think, is Brendan Rodgers an upgrade? That's a big statement to make, John. It wasn't John that made it, actually, but John did agree that he thinks that that Brendan is an upgrade. Big one. Tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you join us live at 8 p.m. Celtic Park time tonight. If I haven't broken in tonight with that comment, is Brendan Rodgers a better manager than Ange Postecoglou? You have to look at it from the England lead side as well. I mean, you got Liverpool up there, just about winning it. He's won something with Leicester. Interesting conversation to have.